Greetings to another video. Today's video is gonna be around the theme of which bike should you get if you're starting out cycling. And the reason for this video is because I'm joined by my ever first bike as an adult. Because as a kid, I don't really think they count, but as an adult, that is the first bike that I ever had. And it is the question that I get asked the most along the lines of like weight loss. It's which bike should I get? Which bike is good for me? Which bike will I be able to do X, Y, Z on? And I think for me, and my advice to you would be, get any bike you can get your hands on. Because I feel like, I want to tell you a little bit about the story with this bike here, but for me I feel like it's, the moral of it is getting out there. It doesn't matter what bike you've got, as long as it's safe, get out there. You need to get out and just start riding, because so many people are, when I get this bike, I'm going to do this. When I get this bike, I'm going to start riding to work. When I get this bike, I'm going to start riding in the hills. When I get this bike, I'm going to do this at the weekends. And it's just like, when, like, when I get this, and just get rid of that. You need to just get any bike you can get your hands on, again, as long as it's safe, and just start riding. Because this was the bike that my granddad actually gave me. So it was, what year would it have been? The start of 2013. So yes, 6 years ago, I decided that I wanted to start riding a bike, and I didn't want to fork out a load of money on one because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like it. So my granddad was like, you can take this, it's not been used that much. It was really like nice and new at the time, and I was like, oh my god, are you sure? Like, that's so generous. And so yeah, he gave me this bike, and I just used to ride. I used to ride to work on it. I used to ride to park run on it, and I just started my riding with that. And I probably did that for maybe 3 or 4 months before I actually went to Australia. If you don't know the backstory, basically I went to Australia and bought my road bike that I still ride today, and that is basically how my cycling journey started. But this was the main bike. This was what started it off. It was because as well I was doing a triathlon and I didn't have a bike, so I was like, I need to get a bike. So that's why I had this one. And in fact, the actual gearing of it, it kept slipping off, and for whatever reason I just basically had to do the whole triathlon in one gear, because if I shifted it would just drop off, the chain would drop off. And so yeah, the moral is, it doesn't really matter what bike you start out on, because it's just about the starting out. That is the main thing. That is absolutely the main thing. So for me, going from that and then getting a road bike, it was like two completely different things. Like, obviously I loved that bike, but in comparison to the road bike, which just fitted me just perfectly, and that made me want to ride more. So yeah, doesn't matter what bike you start out on, just please just start riding. Because I used to ride to work on this, like have my shopping on my backpack, I used to ride to the gym on it, and yeah, I love it, and I've still got it, and I will just keep it because it's just very sentimental. I get sentimental about stuff like this. But yeah, it's so heavy as well. I could barely lift it up. It's so heavy. And it's got triple, I'll show you a little bit more of it in a sec, but it's got like triple chain rings, not many at the back, I'll show it you. But yeah, that is what I started out on, and if I can start out on that, you can start out on the bike that you have. When I actually went to Australia, I bought a bike there for $10 off a market before I bought my Avail. Yeah, literally $10 off a market. It was so heavy as well. But I rode it, I used to ride around on it, and again, doesn't matter what you've got, it doesn't really matter that you have to spend like £500, £1,000. Obviously if you spend that, it's going to fit you a lot better. But in the meantime, while you're saving up, just ride whatever you get your hands on. Again, I'm going to stress this, make sure that it's safe though. Do not ride bikes that are unsafe to ride. I would not recommend that. But I would recommend getting a road bike that is fitted to you and that is beautiful and new and nice. Until that point though, until you're saving up, just get anything that you can to ride on. So yeah, that is pretty much actually I feel like I should add on to that. Make sure it actually fits you though. Like, it's alright me saying, oh, get any old bike, but if you're like 6 foot and you're riding a bike that's designed for a woman that's like 5 foot, you get what I mean. Get the best you can in that moment to ride a bike. That's what I should say. But I came back to my parents and it's just kept here, and I was like, oh, I miss it. It's even, I'll show you in a sec, it's even got the number still on from the triathlon. It's still on there, and it's just like, oh, I love that. That's where I started out, and I'm always, I don't know, I like looking back at my little cycling journey and seeing like where I've grown and just got better, I guess. And it just started out by just starting. So, or if you're one of these people that's like saving for this like mega bike, don't. Entry-level road bikes are brilliant at the minute, especially if you get them at the end of like this season going into the new season stock, because they always take loads of discount off. So yeah, but yeah, I reckon that's it for this video. I hope it has been helpful, useful, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, actually no, let me show you around it a little bit more. Get up and show you. So yeah, as you can see, it is a rally. Look, women's only. It was cancer research. Yeah, look how old it is. Gears on there. Firefly, Rally. It is Shimano, but oh god. Did the job though. Definitely did the job. And I loved it. I loved the freedom of having a bike that I'd not had since having one as a kid. I love this bike, but it is heavy. That saddle. But like I say, did the job. Did the job.